Hello there. Well, I'm joined by Martha this week, and we're going to be talking about the parable of the unforgiving servant. So, Martha, that's a cool title. What's going on in this parable?
What's the story? So basically what happens is someone comes up to Jesus and says, how many times should I forgive someone? Great question. And Jesus tells this parable. So he says there's a king and he's trying to kind of get back all his debtors, basically. He wants people to pay him back. Someone comes to see him and owes him a huge amount of money, probably about like £1 million pounds in our kind of today's money. And this guy clearly can't pay it back. Who could? And he's like, please, king, forgive me. I can't pay it back. Blah blah blah. Have pity on me. And the king's like, cool, all right, I'm going to forgive you. That's good. Let's kind of wipe the slate clean. But then what happens is this same guy who's just been kind of let off all this money goes off and finds someone else that owes him some money. Less money, like probably a few quid. And basically he says to him, oi mate, give me the money that you owe me, otherwise I'm going to get you chucked in prison because of the debt that you've got with me. And this guy's like, I can't pay it back, please, please, please. And he's like, no, actually, I want my money, and if you don't, off you go. A couple of other people see what happens, and they know that he's just been forgiven all this money by the king, and they're like, come on, this isn't cool, right? So they go back to the king, they tell him what's happened, and the guy gets chucked in prison because of what he's done. And really, the kind of really short moral of the story there is, like, we've no idea how much we've been forgiven. Like, we've done so many things that, we shouldn't have. We've kind of, sinned so many times, you want to talk about it like that. And Jesus still forgives us for it. He says, like, before you've even asked, I've forgiven you. And because of that, we should then go and forgive others. Like, we've got no reason to kind of hold a grudge or to kind of say to someone else, you can't be forgiven because of what we've been forgiven ourselves. And so that's our parable for today.
Wow, so that great message of basically going out there and forgiving people constantly,
Exactly.
as we read in the story. Well, that's really interesting. Thanks, Martha. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you.